Hello everybody, just got a little bit of a moan coming up, so if you're not interested in listening to my moan about my journey into London today on the Elizabeth line, feel free to switch off. So it's half term, took my little boy today to Whitechapel to see the Art of Brick exhibition. An exhibition by this American artist that made sculptures out of Lego bricks. It's something different, day trip in London, in Whitechapel, so I thought, it'd be good to go and have a look, day out as well. So I pre-arranged my transport assistance from Taplow to Whitechapel on the Elizabeth line. I've used it before, and I know that I can't just turn up and get the Elizabeth line. I probably could with some arguments, but it's easier just to book. It's all on the app, so it's not a problem. So I pre-booked my assistants to get on and off at Taplow. Whitechapel is step 3, but I need to let them know that I'm my journey there, so they can, it's all on the system. I'm going there and coming back. Anyway, so get to Taplow, park the car a bit precariously. It's not many accessible bays, and the ones on the side platform were all takers. I just parked in the road. It was fine. Put my blue badge in. Getting into the station, so the lady stood there just inside the door. So I booked assistance from Taplow to Whitechapel and a return journey. I'm on a 10:15 train. And she said, yeah, it's fine. I said, right, I just got to get the tickets out of the machine. My pre-booked tickets, I've got the code on my phone. So I punched in the code, get the tickets. And she said, the lifts at Taplow aren't working. On your return journey, you've got to go all the way to Reading, change, and then come back to Taplow. So you're on the right platform, so you don't have to go over the gantries, use the lift to go over the tracks on the walkways. So I was like, really? And I was like, okay, it's not much of a problem. It's only like 3 stations down, but still a little bit out of my way. But I was like, that's fine. I just want to get into London and go and see this exhibition and worry about that on the way back. So get on the train, power through to Whitechapel, get off in Whitechapel. It's fine. I think we were in 6 floors down. The lift, when we got in, it said -6 to come up onto street level. And I think we've gotten 2 lifts. Well, no, I don't think we did. We got 2 lifts. Anyway, so we come out, walk down Whitechapel. I don't know if it's the high street, it's the A11, and then turn right onto Brick Lane and pass all these wondrous stalls selling all these exotic fruits and vegetables. And I was like, oh man, I'd love to be able to just come up here and take some ingredients home to cook a decent curry. Anyway, go to this exhibition. It was interesting. It was good. Come out. Couldn't convince my little boy to go for a curry, so I got myself a samosa and from one of the street stalls, which was amazing. And then we walked back to the station. At the station, before we went through the ticket barrier, saw a gentleman that worked there in a high-vis jacket. I explained to him the situation, that I couldn't get off the train at Taplow because the lifts weren't working. He said, it's not a problem. He got on the radio. He said, right, someone immediately go down onto the platform. So we go down the first lift, and then I can't remember if we met someone there or on the second lift. But a guy there met us there, took us through, introduced us to someone else that worked for the Elizabeth line. Went through, I explained again why I needed this assistance to get me off at Reading. I can't get off at Taplow. I need to go all the way to Reading to get off, to be put back on at Reading, and go through to Taplow to get off at Taplow. He said, yeah, and he was on the radio in front of me doing it. Train pulls in, doors closed, we power on through to Reading. Train's not very busy, which is quite nice. Change of scenery from using my usual line into London. Go through Taplow, over the river, Maidenhead. Pull in at Reading, no one there to get me off. I'm getting a bit panicky. I don't know if we've got to get back on this train or there'd be another train. So I backed off, got my little boy to just stand behind me. Well, he's up there now, he's taller than me anyway. But anyway, so get me off, which, if something had happened and I had fell off and, or landed on him, God forbid. Anyway, so there's nobody on the platform, no members of staff anywhere. So we go up on getting the lift, go up on the concourse, go to the information booth, and I explain again that what I'm doing at Reading. I show him my ticket, saying, look, I've got off here because I was told to, because the lifts at Taplow aren't working. I need to be put back on here and get back off at Taplow. I need assistance with the ramp to get me off at Taplow. And I said, and there was no one here to get me off when there should have been. And he said, oh, you're not on the list. And I went, well, right, but I'm not going to argue with you. He said, I go down onto the platform, 14, there'll be someone there. I was like, okay. So we go down, get back in the lift, and there's 15 platforms at Reading. And I'm looking up and down, I can't see anybody, and I'm getting a bit worried. The train's there, and I'm like, this is the train we came in on. Might as well just stayed on it. But then, I didn't know whether I was going to get that train or another train, or I don't know. There's trains going in and out of or through Reading, it's a busy station. So we're there and there's nobody about, and the guy turns up with a high-vis jacket on, a GWR on, Great Western Railways. I thought, well, he doesn't work for the Elizabeth line, but I'll ask him anyway. And I asked him a little bit of breakdown in communication, but I got the impression, or I understood he couldn't help me because for whatever reason he just couldn't help me. But I did see him open a little box on the wall thing and looked like he was talking into something. Then another gentleman appeared for GWR, and I was like, all right, mate, and I explained again. He said, yeah, it's no problem, I'll put you on. Where would you like to get on? I went, I don't care, I just want to get on the train, mate. I'll get on here if you want. He said, well, that's not an accessible carriage, there's not much space. And I said, I was only three stations up into Taplow. I'll get on here. And then he said, all right, and he put the ramp down. I got on, and he stood there in front of me, and he radioed through saying I was on carriage 2, and said what door I was on. And I was like, nice one, thanks very much, mate. Doors close, a few more people get on. Doors close, and we pull away. Doors close, and we pull away. Again, going through Twyford and Maidenhead, and then goes across the River Thames. Look at how wide that is, it's nice. Pulling it, coming up to Taplow, and I got my head to the window, see if I could see my assistants, pre-booked. And we go past him. He stood there with the ramp, and I was like, oh, he thinks I'm down there in one of the accessible carriages. And I looked at my little boy, and I was like, you're going to have to go down and get him for me, mate, if that's all right. And he's like, yeah, no worries. I was like, good man, fist bump, love you and all that. And he jumps off and he runs down there, and I sit with my knees or my size 12s just in the door so the doors don't close. Luckily, there's two guys in the carriage next to us that work for Elizabeth line in the purple uniform. They get off there and they walk in front of me, they see me sat in the door, and they say, oh, you need to get off here. I said, yeah, it's a long story, mate, but the lift's ain't working. I've been to Reading and I've come back, and they said, no problem, we'll get you off. And he puts his hand in the door and holds the button, and I guess that sort of rescheduled the closing of the doors so they didn't instantly close. And his colleague went and got the guy with the ramp, got the ramp, put it down, and again, it was just a breakdown of communication, I guess, it's just, for whatever reasons. So, a successful trip into London, into Whitechapel, never been there before. Unfortunately, I didn't get a curry. I'm going to return, definitely. Whether I use the Elizabeth line again, I don't know. Unfortunately, yeah, a bit of a breakdown with communications with my assistants, but it's a busy world, man. Am I going to complain? Shall I write a letter? My mum said I should. And I was like, Mum, I don't really do letters anymore. It should be an email. I'll probably get emails tomorrow or later on tonight saying about, how was your journey. So I just got to decide whether to put any comments on there. Maybe I should. Otherwise things won't change. But yeah, so TfL, thanks. Yeah, train was lovely, smooth, efficient. Timing was great. Wasn't very crowded. But unfortunately, just the assistance was a bit of a letdown. But I still managed it, and it was still possible with some working out. You know what I mean? So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. Elizabeth Line's great service. Obviously has some flaws here and there, but it's just life.